Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the T.O.A Podcast. I am your host, Onvermel.
Yes, he is the host.
You're hosting the host.
I am hosting the host.
You're the host of the host. It's the most of the host. Not Space Ghost the host, coast to coast, but the host with a post and a coast and a toast. Toast to the host of the host, and the coast of the paste post.
Ain't that the boast?
I'm boasting a host. He's a boasting host. Okay, I don't think I can keep that up much longer. Most of that was some jibber jabber anyways. But, for anyone, I guess, as when this podcast is coming out, Christmas has just passed, so, Merry Christmas to everyone.
Happy New Year!
Good tidings I bring to you and your king.
Sorry, there's no good tidings.
I knew I messed up the quote, but it's very fun in my coat.
Speaking of bad tidings, there was, Lego ideas. The Bionicle
Another one?
Did not get through.
Oh, not shocked by that.
Yeah, nor am I.
What was it?
The Bionicle head. Large scale.
I'm disappointed by that, but I'm also not shocked.
The things they picked were Twilight House and Botanical Garden thing.
What's the Twilight House?
It's the house from Twilight.
Like the Twilight series?
Yes.
There's a house that's there that people, there's an iconographical house? Apparently
so.
I've never read the book, never seen the movie, so I know nothing.
My biggest question, a lot of fans' question is, why is it, Twilight still relevant? Why would they choose that?
I don't know. It's like any sort of, I would say, what's it called, teen drama, young adult books that got made into movies, The Hunger Games, The Percy Jackson, all that sort of stuff, was really big in the early 2010s. And
10 years ago, 5 years ago, I could understand it, but now it's
10 years. The thing is, I didn't even realize there was a new Hunger Games movie coming out, and someone mentioned, I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, it's based on the prequel book. There was a what?
There was a prequel book?
That was, let's be honest, the author probably made the prequel book so the new movie could be made, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. Actually, that it's kind of interesting you bring up the ideas, because what I was going to talk about was basically looking back at this year in Bionicle, how this is probably the first year since Gen 2 where it felt like Bionicle got recognition and, a step up in more than one ways. Because obviously, as we talked about the Get the Purchase, everyone knows about that.
The year with quite a Bionicle bang.
A great bang, everyone was happy. And the online community, I can tell, is still having a good time making models of that style. Everyone loves it. And, that wasn't even the only Bionicle thing Lego gave us. They gave us a minifig with a red How on the torso. A minifig with Bionicle, you had a Blacktron fan. You had the Fabuland fan. You've had an Emtron nerd, from the Lego Ninjago movie. You've had, almost every collectible minifigs under the sun, and Bionicle finally... Well, okay, technically it's the second torso to have a Bionicle. Because there's the one stunts who had a Uni-Duty Destiny symbol on her back, but this is like a How. In flame, front and center, that's Bionicle.
I need that torso. Also, there was that hat with the removable patches. One was the Crown Knights from 2007. It was pretty cool. We also have Blacktron 1. Oh, that's badass and awesome. And the third one, Bionicle.
Interesting enough, two of those are basically the free gift promotions from January.
Yes, it's like Blacktron 1 and Bionicle. Once again, you're teaming up.
So it's you got that hat. And then, for all those who wanted more the gift of purchase Lego even gave us a sticker for the Nua mask of that same style in a large Monkey Kid, 5-year anniversary city set or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
So now your mask collecting is now getting really expensive and difficult, but looking at all that...
But at the same time, you just got to buy a sticker sheet.
And I think in one of those large Inigo sets from the summer, there was also a Borak logo on a 2x2 round plate, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it's getting harder to acquire all these stickers.
But basically, looking at all of that, I kind of got the sense that Lego is either one of two things. One, Lego is finally basically reeling Bionicle fans back in, realizing that they're finally old enough. There's okay, you're now a demographic that we can target. And we're going to start, trickling you in some stuff, to kind of maybe get everyone thinking about Bionicle again. So that maybe an idea set could go through, which obviously isn't the case. Or, my other theory is, just someone in the design group of Lego really likes Bionicle and is putting every reference they can in sets that they can do.
That is probably the more likely one.
I feel like it's just one dude who basically every time there's a sticker set, it's like, hey.
How can I slip in Bionicle? This is an Indiana Jones set.
Oh yeah, that's another one from this year was the Cow. So you can find a Cow on the ancient ruins. You can find a Picari in the dirt underground the city. You can find a How on, Tahu.
Shirt.
I was going to say, Tahu. And you can see a picture of Kopaka in a computer screen, I think. Anua's also in... Actually, this Anua mask is a really good one because Hidden Sides had an image of Anua. Mm-hmm. So you can actually start, piecing a story together.
Wonder what's under the ground.
So now I'm sitting here going, okay, Liwa and Pohatu fans, myself and Zach, speaking of, we're feeling a little left out. There is one thing, though, that I think Lego, I'm now so annoyed that they didn't make the Picari sticker transparent.
Yeah.
I really, really want to have my gift purchase style Onvermel have a non-custom Picari. Because if it was transparent, I could just put it on a purple slope or tile, and boom.
It would have made a lot of people happier if it was transparent.
I mean, I get most of the stickers on those sets aren't transparent. So it's like, unless you had a whole sheet transparent, they're not going to do it. Which I get why they didn't. So I'm like, I understand. But... it's a missed opportunity from my perspective, though, because it's black, a black one, maybe that's why they didn't do transparent, because having any other lines or colors on a transparent one maybe not stuck out as much.
Stopped them before. I mean, if there's one color match you can get with the sticker, it's black.
Yeah.
It's like the only color. Literally. Not even white.
Yeah, so...
Certainly not grays or yellows or blues or reds or any other color. It's not black.
That is not black.
That's why I gotta go with Blacktron, because it's the best.
I mean, you could, but you're talking about Blacktron 2, which even Lego doesn't like to acknowledge all the time.
I don't care. Blacktron is Blacktron. 1 or 2, they're both
You used to never say Blacktron 1 was as good as Blacktron 2, but I feel like you've softened up to the fact that anything Blacktron is good.
The word Blacktron is the best. I do admit that Blacktron 1 is the first. But I would say they improved upon it the second. Fight me.
This is now why you really wish that the San Jose goalie Blackwood played for the Dallas Stars, so when they had their Blacktron jersey, you could have Blackwood in the Blacktron jersey.
Yes.
That would be your dream. But definitely, for Bionicle fans, this year overall has been probably the most... There's little to complain about because Lego has been, at least in a lot of ways, acknowledging Lego fans, like Bionicle fans. They've been giving us some good stuff, and also the giver purchase was better, I think, than most people expected because you had a T.O.A. They didn't need to give us T.O.A. or the Rock or the
Matsui Makuta Rock.
They gave us a lot more than we really needed, and like I said, it could just be one dude in the company who's fighting for Bionicle. But even then, this year we also had the original Bionicle Story Bible get revealed with Christian Faber and Duck Bricks. I know no details about it. I haven't looked at any of the videos with him.
I've never heard of this before, but I don't really keep up with a lot of YouTubers.
I know I had seen a post on Tumblr basically where they were saying that Duck Bricks had going to have interviews with Christian Faber where he was going to go through the original Bionicle Story Bible. Which, by the way, the only thing I do know is that Maku and Huki were a thing in that Bible, which means is canon. It was meant to be canon until Greg basically vetoed it. But now that Greg doesn't work for Lego, we can veto it back. So, and like I said, I haven't really looked at anything, so I don't know any details about the original what's it called?
Canon.
Canon Bible. Maybe I'll have to look into that at some point and then have a discussion about that, maybe coming January or something. But overall, basically what I'm saying is that 2023 is probably been the best year for Bionicle fans in half a decade.
Since
2016.
2016, so
half a decade, pretty much half a decade.
7 years.
I was being generous.
That's more than half a decade.
Especially ever since the fiasco of the Lego Movie 2 basically not having any Bionicle and cutting out Takanuva to the Lego Ideas Sakota model being axed and then it being axed again in the Bionicle program, losing to a bird, which is fair, but it stings, it stings.
And of course, another loss this year, but at least there was other stuff to make up for it.
So basically, leading up to this year, I would say people were feeling down and it finally good. But I do have to wonder is, is this what Bionicle's legacy is going to end up being? Is just relegated to little
stickers in big $500 sets.
Just little
$200
references.
sets.
Because, like, you could say, oh, Lego's giving a lot of love to Bionicle, but let's all this way. In Ninjago and you can at least get 3 different sets, I think, with Exaforce stickers. And Exaforce was a lot less widely accepted.
Yes, but did Exaforce get a gift purchase?
No. Which, that's where the one thing you could kind of, I'm the hat. Like, that gift to purchase the hat, you could definitely say is the biggest sign that, okay, this means Lego is willing to put more, I would say, stock into the Bionicle fan community. Even if it's just a gift of purchase and a VIP exclusive hat.
That's only 1/3 Bionicle, you know.
So essentially, it's not like a marketable thing.
Let's just say, a lot of people are just going to pick up the hat just for the Blacktron logo and just sell the other 2 patches to...
Like, I do generally wonder if Lego's testing the waters just to see, is there enough Bionicle people who can buy what we're selling? And they're testing with basically stuff that isn't going to cost them much.
Yeah, let's give a gift with purchase. We gotta spend $200+. Let's see if you put...
I can tell that a lot of Bionicle fans were willing to pay that. However, unlike Blacktron fans, no one was going to buy more than 2 copies, maybe 3 at most. Some Blacktron people were trying to get like 10, 12 copies.
I heard one guy got 28, and that's just this. I think the story was Bionicle like, okay, I think that's all we got for you. That's
yeah.
But you know, that's some people have money to throw around like.
But
no one's business.
But is this basically what Lego is? Is this the legacy of Bionicle at this point now? Because even then, it's like, it's the most safe Lego they could do. You know, Tahu's face, a newest face. They haven't done anything outside of the first 6 T.O.A and T.O.A. You haven't even seen a Makuta image or picture on it.
We did get that Voya Nui sticker.
That is true. From a friend. No, that was from a city set.
No, it was from a friend.
Right, the friends had Voya Nui, the darkest year of Bionicle, and that's where the reference is.
Voya Nui is canon in Heart Lake City.
Which is...
And apparently there's flights to there.
Which means we have a sticker for Voya Nui and Matanui.
Really need to get that Voya Nui one.
We really need to get a... Yeah.
Because I have the Matanui one, I really need the Voya
I have
one.
about 3 sticker sheets I'm short on now. But, like...
Yeah, getting some of that, like that Monkey Kid one, that's a pretty big sticker sheet it comes on.
But yeah, no, so like, obviously I'm going to say next year we're probably going to see more Bionicle sticker references, I bet. And, I mean, let's be honest, look where the Bionicle stickers references are. Ninjago and Monkey Kid, you know.
Two themes that don't seem to be going anywhere.
Franchises that are also very, I would say, in line of the Bionicle mindset of the type of fans you're going to get. Because a lot of the later Bionicle fans just became Ninjago fans. There's a lot of crossover with that. TTV can prove you that. Like, there's a lot of there's a lot of crossover there, so it made sense for them to have the references. Monkey Kid probably has a lot of the same sort of fan base. For at least some people who wanted to get into it were probably Ninjago fans, or by proxy Bionicle fans, and they're all I would say stuff that I would say middle-aged Lego fans who don't like Bionicle wouldn't like those themes either. So honestly, I feel like we're going to get more Bionicle stickers. But now that after the hat and the gift of purchase, like, do we actually think we're going to get anything next year for Bionicle? Will we get
3 sticker sheets? That's
3 sticker sheets a year seems to be a pretty common stat right now.
And maybe a torso.
The torso, now that they're sneaking into torsos,
Well, basically that's like 2 years in a row now.
2 years in a row for a torso each. You know, it looks like Collectible Mavis are getting a full space theme, so you're getting more like Mtron, Blacktron again, Ice Planet. So I'm like, I feel like a Collectible Mavis again is not out of the question for a future theme.
Hey, if Lego can bring back the goat, it can do anything.
But it's like, what I'm worried about is like, all that Bionicles is going to get? Is that 10 years from now, you'll get these random logos that only random Bionicle nerds are going to notice?
Well, it's hard to get 10,000 votes for an ideas, and when they do, it's like they don't pass anyways. So, yeah, I expect stickers...
Also, a lot of the ideas that do pass usually get basically bigger people either on like social media, like on Instagram or YouTube, let's say. They show off these ones, and they go, these are the best. And the general public votes on the more, you know, safe, interesting ideas. The beginning of Bionicle is, it's a niche. You can get 10,000 votes.
It's happened twice.
But you're only getting the 10,000 votes. Like, outside those 10,000 votes, how many other people would buy that set?
Of the 10,000 people who voted for it, probably only half of them were actually going to pony up the cash.
With the head? With the case of the head, I feel like you could probably...
Okay, I'm probably exaggerating.
But it's like, okay, you'll get a lot of Bionicle fans who maybe didn't realize that it was out there, who might see it. You'll get some people who might just think it's a cool model. But, like, I'm saying, like, after you get to, like, that 50,000 mark, like, how many more copies of that set can you sell? I don't know how many copies of Lego idea sets Lego makes, but, like...
Our numbers are just...
Could you think... But even just, like, I'm just pulling out my butt, but do you think Lego could sell 100,000 copies of that? Which I'd say was a safe number for a low idea set. Like, do you think they could?
Sure, why not? I don't know.
When you start looking at how long it takes Bionicle stuff to get it, and it's like...
I think half the problem with idea stuff in general is they're just getting too large. There's no such thing as an affordable idea set anymore.
That has been a problem, like a very big problem.
And the new one's coming out. Yeah, that's not going to change.
Which doesn't bode well for...
If you can actually get an idea set that's under $100, that'd be nice.
Well, what was the one that really was the first big one that, like, pushed over? Was that the Treehouse one?
The Treehouse was, like, the first 3,000 piece one.
Because I remember the, like, idea sets I bought was the DeLorean and, like, the TARDIS when that was a standard size.
Yeah, like...
And I bought the Blacksmith Shop for $200. Don't regret it, but...
I think when the TARDIS, the Doctor Who one came out, like, that was already, like...
Up top with the most...
Starting to get larger, yeah.
More like the first one. The Curiosity Rover, I think, might have still been... Or Perseverance, whichever one it was.
Exosuit,
right? That
Exosuit. That was like $45 Canadian.
Love it.
DeLorean was like $45 Canadian. The Doctor Who was like $75 Canadian. So like they're starting to get bigger. I can't remember like the first one. I was like over 150, but yeah, that Treehouse really.
Pretty much once they started getting over 100, we stopped buying them because not only did we lose interest because of what our personal tastes. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like,
I bought the Pirates of Barracuda Bay.
The Pirates of Barracuda Bay.
There's no way I was passing
on podcast number 3 reference, I think. And also, like, the Blacksmith Shop, we had gone. I
bought the Blacksmith Shop, and I'm like, I sold the building to Zacta, because the scale of it...
Is too big for you?
It was just too big for me.
See, the Blacksmith Shop was probably one of my most enjoyable builds. It was
a really nice model.
It was such a fun build that I don't think I had that much... It was like the exact... It was built in a similar way that I build mocks of mostly stud on stud, with small, with a certain level of detail of interior decorating, and a little bit of snot work, It wasn't, like, outside of, like, it really wasn't a mind-blowing build, but it was a very neat, tidy, and expert build. It was a pretty build. It was nice, and I enjoyed it so much that even if I don't care for the model and I don't do anything with it, the memory of the building and the figs. Those Black Falcon figs were...
Oh, I did keep the Black Falcon minifigs and the cart. Like, I don't regret building it. Like, it was a really nice, enjoyable build. It's just that...
Didn't you also build them, like, the day after you got it? Because I know I got it in the mail, and I didn't build it for, like, 2 days, and then I got home late from work one night, and then I built it in 2 days. Like, it was one of the few cases where I could have built a set, I had it there, and I just decided not to. For whatever reason.
I don't think I built mine right away.
Yeah, both of you basically had delayed building for no reasons,
too. It was the first thing I actually built in my new house.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, I forgot about that. So, yeah, no, for us, definitely once got to the 3 digits of Lego idea sets, it's like, don't worry, we'll pony
also, just, as we've gotten older, our budget has maybe shrunk a little bit. Especially mine,
it's gone
getting a house.
It's gone bigger and smaller simultaneously at times. But also, I would say, the earlier idea sets were a lot more, they were fan voted. Keyword there is fan voted. The Exosuit, classic space fans wanted that. Doctor Who fans had tried like 3 rounds in a row, and Lego finally got the license for it.
And then like 2 separate...
I thought it was 3.
No, 2 separate ones got to 10,000 votes.
And then I think there was a third one like right underneath it that was like really close. Basically, people were clamoring.
And they got to 10,000 votes very quickly.
That showed up right after Matt Smith's run. It was when Doctor Who Mania was like at the height. It was right before Doctor Who Mania kind of dipped.
Yeah, the quality and such dipped with 12 a bit, and
It's
kind of kept going downhill.
It's been downhill since, but like it showed up at just the right time.
Hard to say if there's been a resurgence or not, because I don't know. I haven't seen any of the new stuff.
I haven't really heard of anything, so I doubt it was.
I just know that David Tennant is back as the 14th Doctor.
I think he's just there for a short bit to introduce the newest one, which has already been introduced.
Basically, he was around for like 3 specials or something.
Yeah, so. But you know, again, you know, that was a fan-voted one. You look at the DeLorean, okay, bit more pop culture-y, but you know,
still fans.
It's a classic, so you kind of get a sense.
Well, back in those days, ideas there wasn't 70 things in each review. There was just like 5 or 6.
It felt like ideas back in the day was more niche. You know, it was more like you got the adult fans of Lego voting on what they wanted, rather than just people, random Lego fans going, "Oh, that's cool." Like, I don't have any evidence, but it does feel like it's more mainstream now, which is, I think, kind of like the opposite of what ideas should have been. I don't think ideas should have been mainstream. Like, obviously, Lego's kind of making up for that with the gifts of purchases, you know, like having a Dragon Masters, Blacktron, Bionicle, Classic Space. Well, they didn't have Classic Space, but they had. That was amazing. Still, they had last year.
Well, occasionally there are these small idea things, like contest-winning things, like Raid the Castaway, that beach car set.
But it's like, the market for ideas as a theme went from being, these are stuff that we don't want to make a full theme, but Lego fans want, to now being, these are Lego models that random adults will want. These are the sort of things that you buy for your boyfriend or girlfriend who's into Lego.
Yeah,
or you're into Lego, and your girlfriend, maybe she has an appreciation, she likes, you know, hanging around with you Lego, so you're like, I want to buy her a Lego. She loves The Office. I'm going to buy this, and we can build it together. It's not for the Lego fan.
It's not for your hardcore AFOL.
It's a different, I would say, sort of adult fan. Like, it feels like it's more of a, this is me for someone else, rather than that's for me. I could be wrong. It's not like I have a focus group of 10,000 people. At most, I got a focus group of 120 people. Is the best I could do with my subscribers.
It's going up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so.
And like, you know, the video and all that good stuff. Hit the bell, send me Lego, and keep it purple and all the good stuff. You know, no, I'll keep it purple.
Keep it Blacktron, please.
So it's like, and it's like, okay, but where do Bionicle fans fit in this? Are they the niche Lego group who will buy anything that has Bionicle on it, like Classic Space fans? Are we the sitcom people where, okay, someone knows we like Bionicle, Lego makes a Bionicle set and you buy it for them? Or are we just in this weird nothing zone where we're not really... I feel like these Bionicle fans aren't a target, they aren't a demographic.
Nope, they are a small niche of...
We're a niche. There was not enough of us to be a demographic, so it's like, okay, which is why anything Bionicle is always leeching off something else. The hat. That wasn't fully Bionicle. It was a Blacktron fans, and then Bionicle fans can get the other ones. You have the gift of purchase, well, it's a free gift.
Mind you, most of the products seem to show, I think, the Bionicle patch.
The color might be more... Also, you don't get confused with Legend of Zelda, so they might have steered away from Blacktron a little bit, or they were trying to entice Bionicle fans, seeing, is this going to work? But again, it's a leech. The only thing that's like 100% Bionicle that wasn't leeching off anything is the gift of purchase.
I don't know, you kind of have to buy other Lego to get it.
But the gift of purchase could have just been the sole fact that Bionicle won the vote from the 90th anniversary thing, and they felt a little bit obligated to do something.
That's probably what a lot of it is.
They're like, okay,
they realized there was enough interest in that.
There is enough. They won. We kind of fudged it to get our castle because we were planning to do that, and they didn't win like they were supposed to. Classic Space, we're going to do something regardless because people will eat that up.
We knew that was going to be popular.
And so because they made sets for the other two top 3 winners, if they hadn't done something in Bionicle, I feel like there
would have been a riot by those 50 people.
I feel like at that point, someone in the company was like, we really should do something for them. So outside of that, like, us winning that vote and getting that, everything else Bionicle has been leeching off something else. Until and like even like a Collector Minifig would probably be the biggest even then that's kind of leeching off, but at least it does its own set. That's like, okay, it's not like you're going to find a bunch of 50 Tahu Collector Minifigs in a bin because no one won them, like, let's say, a unicorn suit or whatever. Like, it's one of those like a dog trainer or something like that. You know, there's certain ones that like every Click to Minifig Lego has to think there's gonna be enough. They can't. If they knew Lego was poison, they would never make a Click to Minifig, or Bionicle's poison. I mean, but it's like obviously it's not at this point. Did I have a point there? I'm not 100% sure, but. Like I said, like Bionicle's just leeching off stuff, and I'm like, is that going to be the legacy of Bionicle going forward? Is that it's piggybacking off bigger themes?
That's probably the best we can hope for.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong.
We've had some great ideas like Bionicle and Ninjago. That could work.
I still think the Bionicle and Ninjago idea that we came up with like 2 years ago. By the way, watch that podcast of where we discussed basically Bionicle in Ninjago as a concept for a year of Ninjago. I personally think it was. So it's also done one. First off, it's got like my favorite thumbnail for just how the pictures work.
Oh, it's brilliant.
And for the longest time, it had like one of the best views, and it's still like I think the fourth most viewed podcast. I think it's like one of the few that actually
broke 100. Those numbers up a bit. Why don't you?
But it's a good one. And the whole concept is just listen to it because it's going to take a while to explain. So, like I said, at the same time, do I want Lego Bionicle to come back? Would I ever be content with it? Probably not. And that's the worst part. Like, would I be content with Bionicle coming back? No, probably not. I want it. But at the end of the day, do I need it? No. I think it's just more the treatment of Bionicle rather than the percentage of Bionicle. Like I said, the Lego movie put a sour taste in everyone's mouth.
When you realize that what could have been.
When they specifically refer to as the other ones we don't talk about.
Oh, yeah, there was that.
And you get a Fabu fan torso, but not even... Like, it really stung. So, but like I said, the word I've been using a lot is like what Bionicle's legacy is. And at the end of the day, Bionicle's legacy is Ninjago.
Bionicle walked so Ninjago could run.
And even then, Bionicle was jogging.
Yeah, Bionicle started to walk. Throwbots walked so Bionicle could jog so Ninjago could run a marathon.
It's like... Like, Bionicle, you also see, like, as everyone knows, looking at Ninjago and Bionicle, that Lego took what didn't work with Bionicle when it came down to longevity, took it out, streamlined basically the yearly thing, took out a little bit of the lore, and just had a bit more reboot going on every so often to keep it fresh, that it's now part of Ninjago, I would say, culture where you expect it to kind of have a soft reboot every, like, 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
While at Bionicle, you never expected a reboot until it died. It doesn't reboot, it dies. So, and look at it, you got elemental characters, It
wasn't a soft reboot for Bionicle. It was a hard, wait 5 years, then hard reboot.
It's very much, I would say, the Bionicle's legacy is Ninjago. And by proxy, it's like, any like Lego theme that's like, got a group of colorful characters essentially is Bionicle's legacy.
Actually, speaking of reboots, this actually would have fit better in the last podcast we did. Is when Glatorian came out, I thought it was a soft reboot.
Well, I kind of thought that, but again, it was just like...
And then we actually read the stuff and like, oh, it's not.
Basically, it was more so the early teasers we got.
What's going on over here, basically?
We thought the original one had ended with Makuta taking over the year. We thought that was done. Man, Dewey was dead? No more. But, yeah, no, it's like... And, yeah... Like, that's the legacy of Bionicle as a Ninjago, and I'm like, is that a good legacy to have?
I'd say it's better than dying.
It's like...
Completely and utterly nothing.
It's is it good to have your legacy be the commercialized, soulless, never dying theme of Ninjago? Which also, kids love. And
it's still selling for a reason.
And the fact that Bionicle wasn't a failure in its own time, like... It was a massive success.
Pretty much a decade.
A decade, and it was ended before it died, so that Lego could bring it back, have other themes work.
It was popular enough that they were able to get the Stars line.
I mean, you could say Bionicle's legacy was saving Lego. A lot of people won't admit it, but that's
its real legacy.
It's like its legacy is you could say its legacy is the Lego company's existence still being around. But let's be honest, a lot of people can tend to say Bionicle's not the only one. You don't want to get an argument, and people might say that's a little pretentious, and that might be fair. But
for those who know...
And that's why I do think it's appropriate that, with Ninjago being Bionicle's legacy, that it is the place where you find the most Bionicle references, is in Ninjago. And
Which is weird, because both the torsos weren't in Bionicle sets. Yeah. Or Ninjago sets.
It's like, not... A couple of stickers weren't. I think it's like, at this point, it's like, I think 60% of the stickers are in Ninjago. Yeah. But the first several were.
But it's still easiest to put in Ninjago. That's for sure.
It easiest fits, and I think, like I said, we even talked about Ninjago with Bionicle. Like, it's just a very appropriate, and I can definitely, you know, a lot of people haven't forgotten. Like, it's not like Bionicle's out of people's memory. It's just that it's a dead theme.
Some people wish they could forget it existed. There's still a few holdover fans who think it's not Lego.
People are warming up slowly.
Some people are, but there's still a few stubborn.
I think it's because it's old enough now that at this point it's becoming nostalgic for being there.
You don't read enough of the Brickset comments. There's still a few haters out there.
Okay, those people are probably hating for hating's sake. They'll just hate anything that's 90% of stuff, so they barely count.
Well, go back into your classic space cave already.
Look, people like that going on this, like, 90% of what Lego puts out. Don't get me wrong, I'm a hater of some of these Lego, but I'll say this. 2024 has some pretty good stuff coming out. It's pretty good stuff. So definitely going into the new year, you know, I got one... Next podcast, you know, actually we're going to have a special guest on.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna have the seventh T.O.A. Our younger sister will be joining us on the next podcast, so definitely look forward to that. You know, give her a nice welcome.
Heck, there might be all four of us.
There could be up to four of us depending on how things go, and you know, we're still going to continue to talk about Bionicle as much as we can. I have a few other topics I want to keep going on, but you know, if we eventually this podcast gets to the point where we start talking about Bionicle a little less. Don't be surprised, because let's be honest, as mentioned, there's only so much we can talk about without rehashing things.
Without having new Bionicle content, there's only so much you can talk about.
Don't get Howard was joking that we take every Technic piece, do a podcast on each Technic piece, and talk how we can use that in Bionicle.
It'd be hard to get 30 minutes out of each piece.
So we have like 10-minute podcasts. But yeah. This is a good one, you know, so yeah, you know, everyone, let's remember Bionicle, you know, and I would say, if it doesn't come back in any idea set or anything, that's okay.
It's fine.
Let it not be defiled in its grave. So, you know, thanks all for listening. I've been your host, Onvermel. This has been the T.O.A Podcast, and we are retiring from the night.